Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Big Brother 21 review chat. This day's episode is episode 6. But first, let's recap episode 5. So, first was the Camp BB comeback. Oh no. Obi was evicted, and then they announced the camp comeback, and then David won. Or David's back in the house inside the camp comeback. And if you guys don't remember the camp comeback, the first 4 people that are evicted get to stay in the game and still play a social game. They can't play in any comps. They can't vote to evict, and have to stay up in a room for all of that. So in there right now is David and Ovi. And then comes the HOH competition, which Jack wins. So my early predictions were Cammy and Cliff. But that'll change when this episode comes out. There were some people that were not happy about the camp comeback. One of those was Jackson or Mickey, because David was the one that he won that first competition to get the that originally led to David being evicted. Other people that do not like the twist of Camp Comeback are the people that aren't in the alliance of 8, which is Grateful, which are Cliff, Jessica, Kat, Kimmy, Nicole, and Sam. Like I said, Mickey's not happy about David being back in the house. So Mickey tries to explain why he chose David to be back in the house, or to be in that competition. If you guys don't remember, he and 3 other house guys had to compete in a black box competition to stay in the house. One person got evicted on that episode, and it was David. So Mickey tries to explain to David why he wanted, or why he thought that David would be best to put into that competition. Mickey thought David was gonna win that competition. Thought he was gonna be the first one back in the house. So the other 3, I think, were Jessica, Cliff, and Kimmy. Yeah, Jessica, Cliff, and Kimmy. So I thought Kimmy would have lost, but she was one of the first ones back. It was Cliff and then Kimmy, I think, which those are the 2 that I thought would be the last 2 in there. So later in the episode, Obi tries to make an alliance. Tries to make another alliance. Remember, in episode 2, he tried to make an alliance with who was it? Annalise, I think it was Annalise and Christy, who was the HOH during that time. But this time he tries to make it with Jack and Mickey. It doesn't go over too well. This is the second time that he's tried to make an alliance with Jack and Mickey. And once again, he used his power out, or his competition power to try and convince those two. So there are after the conversation that Mickey and Jack had with Ovi, Mickey and Jack go into the lounge room right next to the bathroom and talk about how they want to approach this. And in that comes the first official bromance of Big Brother 21 between Mickey and Jack. Now, if you don't remember, there have been some really good bromances in the Big Brother house in recent years. Starting season 16 with Frankie, Zach, and Frankie and Cody. Season 17 was Austin and Jace. Season 18, you had Paul and Polly and Paul and Victor. Season 19, I consider it to be Paul and Josh. Season 20, there was a bunch. There was Brett and Winston was the main one, and also it was Tyler and JC, and JC and Scotty, and Scotty and Fess. That one had season 20 had the most bromances. So bromances have been a staple of Big Brother history since season 16. I don't think there was anybody before then that had a bromance, an official bromance, besides like going way back to Big Brother All Stars, to Chilltown. The Chilltown alliance was definitely a bromance alliance. But other than that, there really hasn't been much. I mean, the Brigade maybe also, but that wasn't a bromance because it was between four different guys. But anyway, going on to the next thing, Kat tells David that there is no alliance formed yet that she knows of. Really, Kat? It's like day 20. No, it's like day 10 or something like that. And she really thinks there's no alliances formed yet. She is really delusional. In fact, there was 2 at this point, I think. Or maybe just 1. Well, there was a couple unofficial alliances at this point, but there was one made in this episode, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But and Nicole wanted Ovi to stay last week. That's kind of what Nicole was trying to campaign for Ovi to stay, but she couldn't get enough votes, so she had to vote Ovi out so that she wouldn't become a target for this week. So, now it's time for the second activity competition. The players in this activity competition are Jackson, Mickey, Sam, Tommy, and Holly. This competition was really weird. They had 3 different snakes, or 3 different three different containers, and each container had a different type of snake or a different colored snake. And they had to pick from. There was a whole bunch of things in the backyard filled with snakes, different types of snakes, and they had to correctly match snakes. So I knew right off the bat that Tommy and Holly were out. those are the ones that I knew were out right away. So it was basically between Jackson, Jack, and Sam. I thought Sam was gonna win for a second. When they first showed it in the episode, I really thought that Sam won. But the person that did win was the HOH, Jack. So, and he said that he told everybody in the house, of course, that he didn't have the power, that somebody else must have won it, that it turned red, but he's basically lying to the entire house, including his alliance member and bromance member, which was Mickey or Jackson. Oh, and that alliance between Jack and Jackson is called Jack Squared. Fun fact. I think that was in episode 5 that they solidified that alliance. Okay, so, oh, and by the way, these are my notes for page 1. My handwriting sucks. I don't know why I show you guys, because I'm almost like embarrassed by my handwriting, but it's okay. So Jack was the winner of the chaos competition. So the power that comes with the chaos comp is at any point in the season up to 6 players, up till there's 6 players left, Jack can veto the drawings. So they basically, if he chooses to use his power, they can, once the veto players are picked, he could stand up, use his power, and they have to redraw all 3 of the other picks. The head of household and the 2 nominees are not included in this, though. But Jack doesn't want to reveal his power to anyone. He says that he doesn't need to really, he doesn't feel the need to tell his whole alliance of 8 people that he has a power, because he could, I don't know why he wouldn't tell his alliance members, but I guess that's just his decision. Yeah, so later on in the episode, there is a love triangle forming between Kat, Jackson, and Holly. Catherine and Mickey, they kind of hooked up one night. This was like back in episode 5 or something like that. I think it was episode 4. So, because this was before, maybe episode 3. Because it was before before Kat's eviction. Or, no, before Kat's nomination ceremony. Or Kat's, whatever you call it. So they kind of did it. So, but catch is, Mickey likes Holly more than he likes Kat. And then Mickey calls it quits with Kat and says us being together is not good for either one of our games. He says he wants to look out for his own game. He has to look out for his own self for the first time in his whole entire life. 26 years. Still this first time. But anyway. But before that, the hammock talk, I'm going to talk about a little hammock session. There's usually one good hammock conversation a year, and that's it. And this was the episode. So Jackson or Mickey was talking with Holly in the hammock, and then they were talking all this crap about Catherine, and Catherine just comes outside. They stop talking, and then Catherine decides to come over to the hammock where they're laying, and just sits in between them on the hammock, and then everybody's just dead silent. It was the most awkward part of this season so far. And this was all before Mickey calls it off, or calls it quits with Catherine. So that's what makes Catherine suspicious of that relationship. Catherine was funny. When Mickey calls it quits, there was a diary room session with Catherine. She basically says, after the show, don't call me because I'm not going to answer. I don't like you anymore, blah, 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 blah. I'm predicting that 2 hours after they leave the house and the season's over, Mickey's going to call, or no, Kat's going to call Mickey. Because I don't think Holly and Mickey are a good match. So, after all of that happened, Jessica is talking with Kimmy, Nicole, and Bella about forming an all-girls alliance. And Bella is in the alliance of 8 with Grateful. So, of course, she's not gonna want to do a all-girls alliance. And the name of the alliance is the alliance is called Black Widow, because they're going to kill all of the men off of the show, is what Bella said, I think, or Jessica, one of the two. But again, Bella's in the Grateful Alliance. So Bella goes to tell the HOH of that alliance, which is Jack, about the Black Widow Alliance, and told him that Jessica was the mastermind or the starter of that alliance. And then Jack goes and confronts Jessica and Kimmy about the alliance. Oh my gosh. I was laughing because this is hilarious. This means that I knew who was going to be on the block before it even happened. So the people that are on the block are Jessica and Kimmy. And I think it's funny that the only reason Jessica is up on the block is because of the Black Widow Alliance. If she hadn't made the Black Widow Alliance, she wouldn't have been up this week. It would have been Kimmy and Cliff, probably. But Kimmy's still the target for Jack, and Jessica's just a pawn at this point. But he says if Kimmy wins POV, that he will put a pawn like Cliff and put Jessica as the target. So we will see on Wednesday. So for you guys, it'll be on Thursday. This week's episodes for Big Brother are weird. They're airing on Sunday, which was yesterday, And then they're airing Wednesday and Thursday, which are their normal airing times from last year. So I'm guessing that's the way it's going to be from now on. So from now on, my episodes are probably going to be on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, Thursday, Friday. So, and then if this video gets 20 views, which I'm kind of sad because I started being a YouTuber about 3 or 4 days ago, and since then my views have gone down significantly, and I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of really sad that y'all don't like these videos anymore. Um, um, but if you like this video, leave a like and leave a comment and subscribe to this channel because these videos are going to be good. And stay tuned on Thursday when I come out with my next video to see who wins the POV, and the eviction will be on Friday's episode. So POV Thursday, eviction Friday, and probably most likely HOH is also going to be Friday in Friday's episode. If not Friday, it's going to be in Monday's episode next week. But that is all I have. I will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.